All right, Ike and Adley. Now let's see what you brought Mother.
When we had the first screening of Mother's Day, I'd kept the script. My mother was not really invited to the set except for one scene, but we had a premiere night where the cast and crew and I hesitantly invited my mother to come and see this film because both Lloyd and I were involved in it, and she came out of the screening, and I was scared she was going to be furious about it because it's very bloody and it was X-rated and that kind of thing. And she looked at me and she said, "Charles, that was the most brilliant film I've ever seen in my life." You know, this film was made based on how much money I thought I could raise at the time and what I thought would be a successful film. In other words, it was made for about $150,000 back then. Because we knew we couldn't afford interior locations, so we went outside and we shot in the woods. We knew we couldn't afford a large cast and extras and cars and all that kind of thing, so we had two sons and a mother, and we shot it in the woods. Shot it during the day, didn't use lights. When Mother's Day was made, there were these very serious horror films, and I think what I'm most proud of with this, and at the time as well, was that we mixed kind of comedy with horror, and at that time was the first of its kind. I had thought that I was going to I'd worked for a few years as a filmmaker, as long as I could, until people found out that I didn't know what I was doing, and then go and become, I don't know, a lawyer. But amazingly, this was a very successful film at the time. It was Mother's Day was on the 100, and still is to this day, on the 100 list of the top grossing independent films. And it became successful, and all of a sudden I said, I guess I'm going to be a filmmaker.